Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Already we're live, and as you guys can tell by the thumbnail, today I'm going to be working on more game logic and Unreal Engine 5 using C++. That said, today's stream is not actually going to go more than an hour. An hour is also going to be at max because I have like 2 exams tomorrow and 2 other exams the after tomorrow. That's the reason I'm kind of going to be busy. So let's go to my gameplay screen. And guys, I'm really shocked that I did have time today because I thought that I would have time today. Bro, tomorrow is my board exams and I'm cooked. Honestly, good luck with your board exams, F4, and I actually feel like you got this. Okay, because I do have like 2 exams tomorrow as well. That's the reason I was kind of rushing and I was kind of hesitating if I should actually stream today or not. But today's stream does have a specific goal. For every like that I get in my stream, I am going to be holding planks for 10 seconds every 20 minutes. Why not push-ups today? Because I did like push-ups last stream and my arms are still kind of sore by that. I still feel the buff, guys. Okay, that's it. So this is basically my chat before I go ahead and say Claude. That's to say I'm live. I'm going to go to my previous my Visual Studios project that I worked on last stream and I was just kind of enhancing it this stream. So I'm going to go ahead and run the code. Guys, I feel like for this entire week, my schedule is going to be a bit busy. So if I stream later, that's like because I'm kind of busy type stuff. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and open my Unreal Engine real quick. Okay, so it says something like results exceeded. There we go. Okay, now basically what I worked on in this project is when I click, let's say something like C in my keyboard, my enemy spawns, which is going to be my Lisa's object. And my Lisa's object does chase wherever my boss runs and all that. But I added another logic where every time I click B, my boss spawns and my boss kind of chases my player as well. But I feel like I need to like fix something in my boss chasing my player logic because both. When I click B, both my Lisa and my boss both spawns at the exact same time. And guys, if I can't phrase properly, it is because I just came from college, so like, got exhausted. Okay, let me go ahead and run the code. This is what I meant. If I hit something like C, both my boss and Lisa start chasing me. If I click B, both my boss and my Lisa starts chasing me. So I gotta kind of fix the two of them. If I were to hit B, it says Lisa spawned and it says boss spawn as well. Okay, I think like they're kind of... Okay, they're lined up in a group to kind of chase me. Okay, and basically they can move or go wherever my nav mesh is. So like this is basically a big box. This is basically the range where they can actually move type stuff. Okay, that's once I'm done with this. I mean, not once I'm done with this. I'm gonna kind of try fixing that logic this stream. And this stream isn't going to be much, to be honest, because I need to study for my exam too. Okay, let's see. So I have an update boss logic. Bro, talk about AI is AI going to replace developer? Honestly, I wouldn't like actually say that AI is really going to completely replace all programmers, because even though AI is good and it does what we tell it to do, it does like these skills to critically think or innovate stuff. That's where humans come in type stuff. So if you're a junior dev, or maybe I'll say even like an average level dev in the next 10 years or so, of course, AI is going to be much better and they might replace your current skill level and everything. But if you're like a senior dev or you're really proficient at your skills and you're good at critically thinking, problem solving, and rating stuff, depending on what programming language you chose as well, I think you'll be good. Okay, that's it. Now let's kind of fix this. Like what I'm debugging right now, these things AI could definitely take over. But eventually, that's like after 10 years when I get like much better, AI might have a harder time to take over me then. Okay, GG's. Let's see, so... Now I'm gonna go with my Lisa's C++ files. So... Okay, let me try finding the control function. Okay, so basically I have 2 functions. Let's firstly go to my Tom's C++ file. The first function is for my sprint action, where I added a sprint logic for my Tom as well. Although I have a B pressed and a C pressed, both these actions are linked to my summon action. This might be the reason why both spawn together. So I'm going to go to my Tom's header files. And let's go ahead and name this something like my Lisa summon action. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of copy this to save time, paste it here for my boss summon action. There we go. This might be why both of them actually spawn at the same time and chase me at the same time as well. I'm going to call this something like Lisa summon action, and that's going to be something like boss summon action. And then let's hit Control S to save the code. Now when I bind action, C is for Lisa, so I'm going to go with something like Lisa summon action and Lisa summon action. It's kind of odd that I didn't really figure this out last stream and I was struggling. I think that I just came at this code with a fresh mind, so that was pretty good. Okay, and then I need a separate summon action as well. This is for me literally summoning. Okay, so I need a summon action. Okay, and then I mean I could potentially go with a Lisa summon action that does what my summon function tells me to. So let's try that. I'm gonna go with something like Lisa summon action. Okay, let's kind of delete that. I'm gonna go ahead and copy this, delete this from here as well, go all the way down here, paste that there. And then I'm gonna copy this again. I'm gonna get it here and paste it here. Now, instead of Lisa, this is gonna be boss. So I now have a boss summon action and a Lisa summon action. Let's hit Control S to save the code. Go to my Unreal Engine. I'm just a beginner, but I love your videos. Honestly, actually, it does mean the world to me. I appreciate you, Just Anonymous. Guys, I like so rarely get that these days, but then it feels like so heartwarming when you guys actually say that. That's it. Gotta make sure how many likes we have. For every like, I'm holding plank for like 10 seconds every 20 minutes of the stream because I can't just hold it like every second of the stream. So I'm gonna go ahead and live compile by typing Control Alt F11. Let's get my dodge the enemy. I think this is like live coding's terminal here. Okay, let's wait for this to compile real quick. Honestly, it does take really long to compile just the first time, but then later on it gets really easy. Okay, let's see. Okay, still compiling changes. There we go. So results succeeded. Now, if I were to go ahead and run the code, let me go ahead and click something like C. Wait, did I really link something? Oh yeah, guys, give me a quick little second. So, find action started. I want to do that. This is going to be boss action triggered. So, I have a Lisa action and a summon action. Okay, what is something that's not really working here? Okay, when a boss summon action has started on this object, I want to do what this function tells me to do. Okay, let me go ahead and take a look at my summon functions as content. So, if I scroll all the way up here, there, for my summon function, I get my world. If my world does exist, if my C is being pressed, and if summon Lisa exists, I want to summon my Lisa. Okay, and then I go with world, I check, and then I do this. Okay, so why is it that both spawn at the same time? Could it be because I need like a separate bind function? Okay, this is summon, so I want to go ahead and summon. Okay, I want to do what this function tells me to do. Although I don't have a state that says it to summon. Let's go with a bunch of Control Z's real quick. I want to get my summon action back here. Oops, let's go with Windows Shift S. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to go to my header files as well. I'm going to create... I don't think that it's required for me to create a general summon action. Has been started on this object. I want to do what this tells me to do. Okay, let's try something. What if I go with Lisa, hit Control S to save the code, open my Unreal Engine, hit Control Alt F11 to compile the code. Okay, this time it should like compile relatively sooner because I've already done compiling it once. There we go. Now let's run the code. If I hit B, nothing spawns. C, nothing spawns. Okay, so both of them don't spawn. So I do need a specific summon action for both my functions here. Okay, should I go with something like C pressed and C released function in my header files? Because that might help. Do I have an RMB action? I do have the RMB action. So I'm going to add a comment that says something like B action. Let's go with ACTION, where I'm going to go ahead and kind of copy this and paste it here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and change RMB to something like a B action. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this, paste it here. This is going to be for my C action. Let's go with something like C action. I'm going to change my B to C. Okay, now this is going to work. Instead of having boss summon action, I'm just going to have a general summon action. I'm going to remove my Lisa summon action. There. I think this should like kind of compensate for whatever I missed. Okay, I'm going to change this to something like summon action. There we go. Now let's hit Control S to save the code. I'm going to go ahead and kind of copy my summon action from here. And then move on to my C++ file. Change that to be summon action. Change that to be summon action. Summon action and summon action. Now, if I hit Control S to save the code, move on to my Unreal Engine, hit Control Alt F11 to compile my code. Let's see what happens. Firstly, it's going to compile relatively sooner because I already compiled it once. Okay, it says failed because I did not remove a Lisa summon action. There we go. Okay, typo, tiny mistake. Gotta make sure that we fix those. Okay, that's it. Wait, before I even run the code again, I created a B action and I created a C action. I've gotta create functions for those. I have C press, C released. Okay, so I have my actions. I have this. So instead of going with summon action, I'm gonna go with something like B action. And I'm gonna copy my B action, paste my B action here. Kind of paste this here, paste this there, go with something like C action and C action. There we go. Now I'm gonna hit Control S to save the code. If I were to go to my Unreal Engine, hit Control Alt F11 again, this should compile. Okay, let's wait for it to compile real quick. There we go, successfully linked. Let's go ahead and exit this. And now if I run the code, if I hit C, nothing. If I hit B, nothing. If I hit Q, I do go relatively faster. Okay, let me think. So what did I do wrong here that my B action and C action did not work? Maybe when I went up ahead and kind of defined them up here. Okay, void B pressed, B released. Let's scroll all the way down here. I have C underscore press, C underscore release, B underscore press, B underscore release. Oh, I see. My bad, guys. Gotta pay some attention up here. I'm gonna go here, click my Tom's instance. In my Tom's instance, I'm gonna type something like input. And I forgot to kind of add these two inputs here. This is going to be IA underscore summon and IA underscore summon. There. Now I'm gonna kind of just decrease that up here. Go there. I have C and B for my summon. Let's hit Control Alt F11 to compile the code. Now this should work. Okay, I'm very positive this should work. Let's run the code. Hit C. Okay, it surprisingly does not work. Do I need to create separate input actions for this? Because I could actually do that, but I don't know if that's what people usually do. Okay, let's try it though. Okay, let me go with something like action. I'm gonna go with something like AC. Whoops, hold up guys. Let's go with ACTION. Input action. This is gonna be called something like IA underscore B. I mean, I don't really know if this is recommended. And then let's go with something like action. I'm gonna go with something like IA underscore C. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna go back to my Tom's instance and type something like input here. So there we go. Okay, let's type something like input. And just kind of change my two functions here. Wait, I have a summon action. Oh, wait. Hold up, guys. I might have not added my summon action in here. That's the reason it didn't really summon. Wait, it might have been a silly mistake. Hunting Longster, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, hold up, guys. That might have been on me. Okay, well, it worked, so I did not really need. I knew that I did not need this IA underscore B and IA underscore C. So I'm glad I can force delete this. Then let's go with IA underscore B. Delete it. There, now here's the thing. The second thing that I was kind of concerned about is that if I were to extend this, go to Tom, go to input. Okay, here's the second thing that I was kind of concerned about. Maybe I'm going to extend this a little. So even though I summon, both kind of summon together. I have a summon action, I have a sprint action, I have a C action, a B action, a RMB action. They're all kind of clumped up together. I don't know if this is like what people really do, but I only want one of my characters to summon when I do a certain thing. For example, when I hit C, I just want one of them to spawn. When I hit B, I just want one of them to spawn. So let's kind of fix that now. I have B, I have C. B action, C action. Let me try to kind of think the link between them. When does my B action actually trigger? It goes all the way up here till my summon function. If I have my world and my B and summon Lisa, if all three components does exist, I want to summon only Lisa. I only want to summon Lisa up here. In the other hand, should I go with an else if? Else if? No, for else if it checks this condition first, then moves on to this condition. I want it to be another if. My world exists, which it does if B is pressed, if my B is currently being pressed, if summon boss is set, if my summon boss does exist, I want to summon only my boss on my window. Then, why does both of them summon at the same time? Okay, why do both summon at the same time? Could it be something in my header files? Did I create two subclass of? One subclass of was to only store my boss, the other subclass of was to only store my Lisa. So I have both different character components stored. That's it. I have a summon action as well in my inputs though. Why does boss and Lisa summon together? I have RMB pressed. All of them are initially set to false. And then let's check my function up here. When my Q is pressed, I want my is Q. Okay, when my C is pressed, I want my boolean of is C pressed to be true. When my C is released, I want my boolean of is C pressed to be equal to false. There we go. And this should be false. Guys, these are the kind of stupid tiny syntaxes that's like, it gets kind of tedious, but once you actually figure it out and kind of spend enough time to like debug it, I think it works. And now they should actually not spawn together. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and run the code here. Let's hit something like C, fingers crossed. B. Okay, I mean, they do still spawn together. I thought that would have fixed it. This is like one tiny thing that always happens. I'm going to kind of exit this. Let's see. Okay, that was a small thing to fix up here. Pressed, release, pressed, release, pressed, release. True, false. Okay, and then I move on to, let's say, my summon function, which gets my world. That is correct. I do want to get my world. I want them to follow me, but both spawn together. Is it because I have them in the same... I mean, it wouldn't make sense if I have them in the same function, right? Because I specifically check if a certain key is being pressed. That's when I want to summon them. Q press, Q release, C press, C release, started completed, started completed. I guess I could go with something like Control C, copy that. Let's get Claude here. Guys, once you guys spend enough time and check if a program is kind of wrong, I do always kind of not recommend, but then prefer going to like Claude or like any kind of AI in general to see where I messed up. Okay, let's go with something like, let's say, so I spent a lot of time trying to debug this code. The syntax is correct and the program works. I have a logic error where when I click B or C, it spawns both my Lisa and my boss. When I click C, I only want to spawn Lisa, and when I click B, I only want to spawn my boss. There we go, let's see. Alright, I see the code and I see a problem. Look at this line 125 in our summon function. If world B press, this line is wrong. Do you see it? You're using commas instead of... Oh my god. Okay. My bad, guys. How did I use comma here? Okay, let's go with something like world, and then let's kind of remove this. There we go. Okay, so if my world exists, if my if my boolean of SB pressed is true, and if my boss summon does exist, then I'm gonna go ahead and do something. That was one of the worst and most embarrassingest errors that I've got so far. Probably because like in my programming course, I am like working with Python, but I think that's an excuse because Python doesn't use like two what's this called, the two and signs. Instead, it uses like an actual ands word. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and run the code. If I see, it still spawns both. Okay, it makes me feel so much better. I mean, it does not really make me feel better because I wanted it to work. But let's see. Did Gemini have anything else? Here's what you need to do. And now look at your input binding at these bottom 181 and line 188. C press. You swap them. C is bound to B action. Oh my gosh, there's no way I really did that. Oh, and guys, I just realized we hit like 20 minutes in the stream. Hold up, you guys should probably remind me if I don't pay attention to that. Okay, let's see how many likes we have. So we have 30 likes, so I'll apparently have to hold planks for like 30 seconds. I don't really have a clock, but I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and get this back here. Let's just kind of get my clock up. Hold up, guys. Let me just kind of get this back, get my clock. Okay, the reason I'm actually doing these mini challenges is because I do want to stay kind of fit, guys. I feel like I'll be sitting in my chair the entire day, working on either my college stuff or my streaming stuff. Hold up, it's hard to move this one hand. There we go. So I'm gonna go with something like stopwatch. Let's increase my volume real quick. Okay, give me a sec, guys. Let me show it in the camera as well. Okay, let's go with something like this. Start. Okay, perfect. There we go. So let's have a timer of, let's say, 30 seconds. Hold up, can you guys even see? Can I see through the camera? Nope. Okay, let's go with something like 0 hours, 0 minutes. Oh, wait there. Okay, so... Hold up, guys. I went with the wrong place. I should have probably done some prep off stream, but I just came from college. There we go. Alright, guys, so there's a timer of 30 seconds in case you can or could not see. You guys will hear when it's over. Let's get in position. And maybe I kind of move the chair a bit back. It's kind of taking my spotlight. There we go. Okay. Guys, I don't know how long can I hold planks for, but let's go. Okay, let's see. I mean, I honestly don't think that 30 seconds would be that hard to begin with. Is my posture good? Pretty sure it is. Although, guys, ignore me if I'm wearing jeans and like my sweater. This is what I wore at my college and when. Okay, I kind of see 30 seconds is kind of tough to hold. Okay, I'm glad that you guys didn't like the stream a bit more because I actually did not like to do much planks. Well, okay, let's just go ahead and dismiss. There we go, that kind of wraps up for the plank session. Let me go ahead and get my chat back up here. Whoops, just kind of close this. There we go. Hello guys, let me just get that back here in front there. Okay, and in case you guys want to see me in like in landscape mode and not in portrait mode, make sure to watch my horizontal stream. That's where you guys can see my entire screen type stuff. Now let's go to my gameplay screen. Okay, and kind of see what Gemini was about to say. Okay, are you gonna do plank, chair, remove? Plank sucks. Honestly, I can actually completely agree with that, guys. I do not have abs whatsoever. It does actually suck. The reason I do it is because I still want to stay kind of fit because with all my new seniors plus college work, I don't really have time to work out type stuff. Okay, that's it. Let's fix my regular header. This is going to be C underscore press. That is going to be C underscore release. That is going to be B underscore pressed. There we go. And this is going to be B underscore released. Hello, Wake. Have you tried VLang already? Honestly, I have not tried VLang, but I might try it after this series. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and get my Unreal Engine real quick. I'm going to hit Control Alt F11 to compile my code. And am I in the center of my screen? Okay, AI is not going to replace developers, at least not yet. AI is powerful, but it makes mistakes and does not fully understand code structures. That actually does make sense for the time being, but later in the future, it is going to get more advanced. But the only edge that I think would give humans is the skill of innovation and maybe much more. You guys could like fact check me on that. The only thing that I could really think of is that AI cannot really do something that's out of its scope, if that makes any sense. Unless it's kind of trained to do that, but I don't know how would that be possible. Why do what keep spawning? Guys, I feel like I'm like the dumber one compared to AI here. Okay, let's get Claude up here. Okay, now these swap, fix them up, blah blah blah. Let's say something like, let me kind of copy this, gonna go with Control-A, Control-C. Let's get Claude up here real quick. Paste this, go with Shift-Enter and say something like Sensei. Okay, so I fixed those bugs. Let's go with something like bugs, but I still summon both my Lisa and a boss. Let's go with and boss characters when I click either a C or a B. That's kinda annoying. Gotta probably fix that up. Okay, wait, hold on. See the problem? Look at line 120, 112 and 218 again. You still have them backwards. B action, B press. It is correct. The command says one thing, but the code says another. Hold up, guys. Let me just kind of go to my OBS. There we go. Okay, let's see. When you press C key in your mapping, it triggers C action. C action is bound to C underscore press and C underscore release. This sets boolean of C press to be true. But when you press the B key, your input mapping, it triggers B action. B action is bound to B press and B release. This sets B to be true. But look at your summon function. Line 120 checks if C press to spawn Lisa in line 31 and B press to spawn boss. So here's the real question. What are your actual inputs mapping in the Unreal editor? Did you map the C key to an input called C action or bind action? Huh. Let me say something like I had a summon action which had two maps in it, a B and one for C dot dot dot. Should I have created two separate mappings question mark? I think that would have been more code, but then okay, yes, you need to separate actions. Right now you have one summon action with both B and C mapped to it. So when you press either key, it triggers the same action, which calls your summon function inside your summon function. Go check, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm actually 100% positive this is the issue here. Okay, because I made this mistake before as well, but I was just trying to write the programming like less lines of code. But I guess if that doesn't work, it actually kind of does not. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my Tom's header files. Let's go with the Control Shift C, maybe Control Z. I'm gonna go with summon action, blah blah blah. Let's kind of change this up. I'm gonna go with something like B action, and then this is gonna be summon action. There, let's hit Control S. So what I did here was I have look action, RMB action, sprint action, camera, follow camera, default, move action, look action, RMB action. Okay, so I have one summon action that is correct. One summon action is correct. Wait, I need some key checks here. Oh, guys, I'm kind of big braining this real quick. Let's kind of paste this here, and then let's go ahead and paste that here as well. Summon action. This is going to be B action. That is going to be C action. This is going to be, let's say, B action, and this is going to be C action. So I have separate actions. I have a summon function, but for my summon function, I have two separate things to summon. First is going to be my boss. I'm going to go with something like my boss summon action. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Okay, let's go ahead and paste it here. And this is going to be a Lisa summon action. So I'm going to go with something like Lisa summon action. There, that makes more sense. I'm going to be very careful to change this to something like Lisa summon action. Okay, and then let's hit something like Control S to save the code. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go to my C++ file. And in my C++ file, I'm going to kind of define the things that I declared in my header files. For example, I have C release, C press, that is correct. And I do really need my summon function, so I need a specific summon action as well. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of copy this. Let's paste it all the way up here. This is gonna just be a regular summon action, so I'm gonna go with regular summon action. There, now let's hit Control S to save the code. Okay, once I'm done with all this, the B action is going to be B press, C action is going to be C pressed, and summon action is going to be my summon action. Okay, now the next thing that I might want to do is go to my Unreal Engine. In my Unreal Engine, I'm going to hit something like Control Alt F11 to compile. While it's compiling, I'm going to go ahead and extend my outliner, and then I'm going to click the instance of my Tom. Let's go ahead and wait for it to patch. There we go. Now, in the instance of my Tom, I have two new, actually I have three new stuff to fill. My C action is going to be requiring a few input actions. I'm going to go ahead and type something like action, ECTION. There, I'm going to go with something like IA_C. And then let's go ahead and add another action input. This is going to be IA_B. Okay, once I'm done with the two of those, I'm gonna go all the way down here to Lisa summon action is gonna be for my IA underscore B. And then boss summon action, wait, Lisa is gonna be IA underscore C. Boss is gonna be IA underscore B. And then B action and C action. Wait a minute, guys. B action and C action. B action is supposed to be I underscore B. C action is going to be I underscore C. Hiding Beast Bolts. Is that your pronunciation name? I appreciate you joining the stream. Lisa summon action. I think this should go with I underscore summon. And that should be I underscore summon as well. Summon action, summon, sprint, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think that's about it. Now I'm going to go to my input mapping context. In my input mapping context, I'm going to go ahead and add a plus for my mapping. This is going to be for my I underscore B, which in this case, it's going to be B. And then I'm going to add another mapping context, which is going to be for I underscore C. Whoops, I underscore C, which is going to be... Wait a minute. This is IA underscore B. Then I add the plus to add another mapping. This is going to be for IA underscore C, which is going to be here as C. And there, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to remove that. I don't know if I need anything for my sprint action for the timing. Wait, let me click Control C. Gotta be very careful with this stuff. Let's close my look action. Let's close my sprint action. I underscore B, I underscore C. There. Now let's hit Control Alt F11. I'm gonna go ahead and save my code real quick. Oops. There. Okay, let's wait for me to save the code real quick. Cam a bit. Fan. Honestly, I appreciate you, Demon King. That actually means the world to me, guys. That's it. Now let's go ahead and run the code real quick. If I did something like C, nothing spawns. Probably because I did not really initiate my summon function. So if I were to go all the way down here to my C++ file, I have a summon action which is never being executed. I want to summon based on whether or not I've pressed B or C. So I'm going to go up here again. In my mapping context, I'm going to add another mapping context. This is going to be for my IA underscore summon, where I want to summon someone if I click C, or I want to summon someone if I click B. There. Now let's hit Control Alt F11. Once the code's done compiling, I'm going to go ahead and run the program real quick. There we go. Okay, let's click something like C and B. And there we go. Okay, that fixed everything. All it needed was just some kind of, should I say trial and error? Wait, is the boss? Oh, I forgot the boss keeps spawning. I did not really add an idle logic for it. Okay, let's probably spawn a bunch of Lisas up here to... One thing is they're idle when they spawn. Until I don't make a move, they don't really chase me. Oh wait, they don't chase me in general. Oh wait, they're out of scope. Okay, they were out of scope there. Okay, let's add a bunch of C's. I should have probably left a spot for me to leave, but I'm gonna hit escape. There. Okay, that kind of fixed it. Okay, so what is the next thing that I want to do? Maybe let me go ahead and get this here and say something like, say, it works, exclamation. I see where I messed up at ... That said, what is the next thing that you would recommend me to work on, question mark, now that I know how to summon my objects or summon my characters and make them move? Okay, when I said that, I didn't really mean that I completely know how to summon or like spawn them, because I still need to like get familiar with some of these syntaxes. For example, I can't actually use the this is easy. Okay, wait, what is something that I can't really use? Maybe it's something, maybe my Lisa's header files. I mean C++ file. There we go. I still need to work on the AI controller. That's something that I still need to work on because I did not really learn much of that. And then a boss controller. Okay, I mean, I know what that means. And then there we go. So I still need to be able to use the gameplay statistics at will and then get player characters as function. That might be easy. There was one more called the distance to. There we go. My distance to player. No. Get distance to this function. I need to learn what does that do as well. Actually, if I look at it right now, it is pretty easy. Like, there isn't a specific thing that I don't know because all I need to know is just the syntax here and everything else is kind of self-explanatory. There was one more thing. There we go. The Lisa controller, the stop movement function. If I want to stop my movement, that was something new, but it's not going to be that hard. A move to active, which requires the parameter of my target, and stop when within how many units, which is going to be 50. Move to active function, stop movement function. I mean, it's not that tough. Okay, distance to player, this goes in the tick. If my player char equals to get distance to player char, then I want to update the update Lisa logic. Okay, I mean, I guess that's not as hard. I just need some more practice with it. Okay, excellent, you fixed it. That's what I like to see. Okay, now you understand the input actions, character movement, spawning actors, and basic stamina systems. Good foundation. Alright, here's what you should tackle next. Since you can summon Lisa and the boss, the obvious next step is make them do something useful. Right now they just exist, right? They're boring for your stream. Okay, here are your options. Pick one. Option 1, basic AI behavior recommended for your level. Make Lisa follow you around, make the boss chase and attack you. I did learn the chase logic. Learn about AI controllers, behavior trees, and blackboards. This is the core Unreal Engine 5 game development logic. Number 2, the combat system. Add health to Tom, Lisa, and boss. Create basic attack system, melee or range, damage dealing and attack. Damage dealing and taking. Okay, death respawn matches. Number 3, interaction system. Make Lisa respond to commands, stay, follow, attack, target. Oh, I see. My recommendation, go with option 1. Let me see something like, Sensei. I know how to make my summons chase or follow me. Although, what does the behavior tree mean? Question mark. Can you explain it to me? Question mark. Okay, let's see. Alright, now we're getting into the real stuff. Behavior tree or Unreal Engine 5's is a useful system for creating AI logic. Think of it like a flowchart for your AI's brains. Here's the concept. Instead of writing tons of C++ if statements like if can see player, if close enough, attack, else chase, blah blah blah, you build a tree structure that the AI follows from the map. Whoa. Wait, wasn't the entire code done? Did I kind of skip in front? Okay, think of it like a tree. Here's the concept. Instead of writing a tons of statement like this, you build a tree structure that the AI follows from top to bottom, left to right. The core components, behavior tree, the brain, the main asset that controls AI decision making, runs continuously, checking conditions and executing actions, visual node, base editor, to Blackboard, the memory, a data storage system for your AI, stores value like target, player, last known location, health is angry, etc. Think of it as the AIs as variables. 3, AI controller. The controller, a special controller class like player controller, but for AIs, runs the behavior tree, manage the AI perception and decision making. How it works, simple example. Let's say you want your boss to patrol around, chase player if they see you, attack if close enough. Your behavior tree would look like this. Root, select, pick, blah blah blah. Honestly, I might really work on the behavior tree, to be honest. Okay, let me say something like Sensei. I might actually, let's go with something like might actually work on the behavior tree, because even though I wrote the chase logic, I did not fully master the syntaxes and functions used for it, and I feel like if we practice the behavior tree, I will be able to learn that better. Although, guys, I will be working on the behavior tree next stream because even though I have been streaming for like just 40 minutes today, I do like gotta go very very soon because I do got a lot of college stuff to do, and I have a group meeting coming up. So I'm gonna check me like some at. Oh, we're at 40 likes, so I will be holding like blanks for 40 more seconds. I actually expected this to be like 30 or so likes, so I was actually so I'd actually hold blanks for like 3-ish minutes in a row. But I feel like 40 isn't that bad, to be honest. Okay. And guys, the reason I couldn't stream much today is because I do like have my exam. Maybe after my exam is over, I might have more time. Okay, that's it. Let's just drag my chair there. Okay, let's keep it back there. And then, whoops, forgot to go to my main camera. Give me a sec, guys. So, let's go to my OBS. Then let's go to my main camera. There we go. Okay, let's open my clock. And guys, I don't really know why I picked blanks. This is like one of the things that I kind of hate to do. There. In case you guys can, let me just close that thing. There we go. In case you guys can or cannot see, it is like at 40 seconds. So I guess let's go ahead and start it. So I'm gonna get in position and then start. Okay, while I'm holding blanks, guys, let me just maybe check the YouTube chat. So, okay, kind of just refresh that up. Okay, guys, I feel like this might be the only time when I'm actually going to pick me doing planks because it's kind of okay. It's kind of tough. Okay, let's see. 20 more seconds, I guess. And is it just me or the camera isn't that clear here? Okay, well, I guess 10 more seconds. Okay, well, there. Okay, that's it. I honestly might end the stream right now. Let me just get my chat up here. There we go. Whoops. Okay, I actually might end the stream up here. So, if you guys enjoyed the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like, if my algorithm, share, make sure you subscribe, later, turn it up. That's the reason I ended the stream really soon is because I got like 2 exams. That said, I forgot what I want to say. If I did start multi-streaming on Instagram, actually, I forgot what I wanted to say. Hold up, guys. Okay, and I did start multi-streaming on Twitch, YouTube. I will start multi-streaming on TikTok and Instagram as well. So if you guys I actually might start multi-streaming on TikTok and Instagram if I met the followers requirements. So if you guys do enjoy my content and haven't followed me there, make sure to follow me there. The link is going to be in the description, and also join the Discord server. That's where you should talk to you guys, chat with you guys, have general conversations. You guys can get access to my bio or like to my socials or my Discord through my bio. Through the link in the description or by typing !Discord or !Social in chat. That said, next stream I will be working on the behavior tree board, going over more the chase logic and like different kind of AI attributes type stuff. That said, I'll catch you guys next live stream or video. Peace. And my next stream might be my stream tomorrow might be maybe 2 hours like later than my regular timings because I do like have a group meeting then. Let's go ahead and end my stream real quick.